thought I'll make a video because there's not a lot of information on the internet, but you know, a video is better than reading for most people. So this is for people swapping in Mark 4 VR6 12 valve, the AFP engine code, into a Mark 3 chassis, or if you're doing a Mark 2 swap, Mark 1 swap, and you want to use MK3 wiring and hardware. Just give you the rundown of the things you need. First things first, you need to swap the house sender for the camshaft position sensor because the Mark 4 one doesn't work. You swap that, and you have to swap on the Mark 3 upper timing cover. The sensors are different. This is Mark 3. This is Mark 4. So Mark 4, Mark 3. As you can see, the Mark 3 is bigger, pushes out more. The Mark 4 is smaller and is not as pushed out that far, and the sensor is different. I broke the sensor thinking that I can rig it to work, but it did not happen, so I had to swap over. So you swap over that, you swap over knock sensor, other knock sensor, and the crank sensor, and that's pretty much it. The Mark 3 transmission works. I swapped on the Mark, well, this is a turbo setup I'm doing, but if you have a Mark 3 regular intake manifold, you swap over the throttle body. You're going to swap over the coolant flange from the Mark 3 with the square style connectors, and you're going to swap over the Mark 3 style oil temperature and oil pressure sensors. Here's the crank sensor and the Mark 3 crank sensor and knock sensor already installed. You're going to swap on the Mark 3 alternator. If you have AC, most people don't. You're going to swap on the Mark 3 AC compressor. I swapped on the Mark 3 oil power steering pump just because. The oil pans don't matter. You can run any 24 valve, 12 valve oil pan. If that's up to you, what do you want to do? And here's the other knock sensor in the rear of the engine, and that's pretty much it. If you want to use a Mark 4 tranny in a Mark 3, you're going to have to change the axle cups to the TDI Mark 4 100mm axle cups. They're plug and play, and they bolt up to the Mark 3 axles, and that, and also swap over the Mark 3 starter as well. And that's pretty much it. But I thought I'd just make a video because I was going crazy looking all over online myself too, but I didn't get any good leads, so I took it upon myself to investigate. But this is my biggest problem. Just make sure you remember to swap this over and the upper timer cover, and then after that you're golden. You can put it in the car, start it right up. And also, oh wait, also too, you're gonna have to swap the Mark 3 to Mark 3 injectors and harness. But I'm pretty sure you're gonna swap the lower manifold if you're doing just a direct swap. But other than that, it's good to go.